and they do her business like that. They rug pull, scam, fake account Twitter, they do it.
You need to have them. These days, you need a good token. A successful token, you need a market maker.
They're not looking for your backs or your money. They just want to get paid. It's really hard to decipher between the good and the bad. But once you spend enough time in the market, you'll start to realize who are the good players. I just mostly do it on spot. Easy to function, easy to trade. I can do it even on my phone. It's very simple. It's my favorite probably application.
People have a lot of knowledge, and I think they control a lot of liquidity behind the scenes.
Welcome to the BTC Business Show, where we talk crypto business and shine a light on the people who are building behind the scene. Today, I have the honor to hosting two experienced traders to dive into the world of crypto, where we talk strategy, tools, how crypto are launched, and how to avoid scam. No fluff, just real insight. Let's jump in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I let you to introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. My name is Sam. I'm here in Dubai for 3 years. I've been in crypto for almost 7 years already. And I like the space. I like to trade. I just like crypto.
My name is Habib, also born and raised in Dubai. Lived a good amount of life in Canada. Also been trading crypto for a long time. It's what I do now full time. So yeah.
How did you start cryptocurrency? What is your first experience? I want to know before.
Well, I think his story starts before, because he goes back all the way to the start of crypto. So he should be able to tell his story first.
I'll say something. Well, at first, I saw Bitcoin in 2012 on the Bitcoin forums on Reddit, and I was just browsing it. I didn't know too much about it, to be honest. I saw some headlines on the news and on the forums. It was trending. I read it. I immediately got joined.
At this time, Bitcoin, it was devil in the media. It's
everyone was calling it a scam.
People say Bitcoin is scam. So.
To be honest, even I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a scam. I didn't believe it. And it wasn't until end of 2015 that I took my first trade. So from 2012 to 2015, I was following the Bitcoin subreddit. And I was just a troll, I would go on there, just tell everybody it's a scam, don't buy this, you're going to lose all your money.
So he was against us, against the community, against the movement at the start. But right now, look at him. Everyone is becoming crypto these days. And, the market cycles decides a lot of things, especially the price action that we see right now. Some people, we are hearing from a lot of people that there is no cycles anymore. It's just going to be up and down. It's going to be more like trends. There is no more, this cycle of 3 to 4 years. You need to wait. You need to invest after a while and then wait for 3 years for your investment. And this is to be honest with you, this is like a good way to think about crypto these days. I think it got to a level where institutions are getting involved, whereas money and liquidity are flowing without cutting interest rates from the feds, let's say. So we're seeing price actions without really directly seeing the interest rates being cut, liquidity being injected in the market. So yeah, I think it's time for crypto. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the market has definitely matured since 2015, 2017, even 2019, the cycles. And even though Bitcoin is getting halved every 4 years, the market is definitely trending towards macro conditions instead of cycle periods. So we're seeing that offload happening, but only with Bitcoin. We haven't really seen much with others, alts, the market is matured since, the time I got in. Back then, a lot of it was based on sentiment. So if you believed that the price would go up, the price would go up.
Yeah. It was,
And, and also like a lot of it had to do with players in the market. The market was very small. Certain players controlled a lot of the exchanges. There was only one big exchange at the time, and then Coinbase came along. They changed the game for the North American market. So a lot has happened since then, We've gone through exchanges going bust to exchanges, doing really well, different type of platforms. So market has matured a lot since then. And I think more people, more institutions, like you said, they trust the market more now, especially Bitcoin. And they're leveraging for the next 5-10 years. They see the potential.
How many like Black Swans event we got through? These all were like some sort of lesson, like the FTX collapse, the Luna collapse also. So these events is not happening anymore. Let's say lately, there has been
they can be happen anymore.
It happens like hacks. Let's say on Sui. I don't blame the guys themselves because the technology that they're using, it's a bit of outside technology for them for this liquidity pools, but they fixed it in a matter of hours. It didn't take even hours probably. So we're seeing less of problems towards crypto, and more stability towards it, and this is what drives investments from retail traders to big institutions. I think when you feel that there is something stable and has the ability to grow, then you will be excited to jump in this on this train to get the benefits of this. So
but we will see another big trouble to provoke the bear market, like Luna, like FTX. We will see another in the next year or something. We will have a bad news. They will provoke the panic on all the people.
Yeah, always. There's always a storyline.
It's always the same story.
But you just have to be prepared. You have to be proactive, when you see it coming. So
every time you say that, we need to be prepared for the bear market. You need to take profit at the time, but you never can't have the bottom.
No.
It's impossible to predict the market.
To predict the market, because if you think about it, you as a factor in the market, trying to control the market is like traveling through time. You cannot do it. So basically, it's a tricky thing.
I want to see, for the Bitcoin bull market, but what the main factor you both look at before buying a crypto, any crypto, altcoin, of course?
Yeah, I mean, before we buy anything, we look at the narrative, How good is the tech? Do they have white paper? Do they have attention? Do they already have mindshare, for example, on the social media platform like X or Discord? And once we see that there is a trend or there is some type of movement going on with the market, then, we look at, the last thing we look at is the chart, First, we're going to know that there's at least volume on the token. People are buying it. It's not just a ghost town. And once we see the trend, we see the narrative, if we see it before other people, did we catch it early? Are we catching it late? Then we look at the chart. Then once we observe the chart, we try to time our entry. The chart for every token is different. So based on those, you just have to focus on the narrative first. It's very important.
The same question. If you asked me a few years ago how I used to trade meme coins on Solana, it would be like really based on luck, because this is how it was. It was like I see a token and I see, this could be a trend. This could has a hype, and the Solana communities, it has first let's say a large audience. That's like if you are in a football field, you have the audience in front of you. So they have this people who are watching the overall tokens, what is happening with, and they can jump on this exact token, whenever this token grab the attention of the audience, right? So it was like that before. Also for me, I was one of this audience. I was just trading hype. I was trading whatever give me a good feeling, a good meme,
Yeah.
And at the end, it's a very good strategy, because a meme is a meme. It's funny. It has a meaning for the people. Nowadays, it's much different. We're looking for tokens that has good market makers. We're looking what is the situation of this market maker, also how he can, what he can do to the market right now. Is he going to control the liquidity? We watch his movement, let's say, in a certain token, like Meow. I think lately he told me like something about the market maker is doing, which is DWF Labs, I think.
Market maker from you at the moment is CLS
CLS.
and Wintermute. So these two, see, the market makers, they play a different game. They get allocated tokens, and then they have to pay each month the developers to the market makers, and they basically try to draw the chart to the best of their ability. So for every trade that they take, they obviously the dev has to obviously pay the market maker, and they pay first time flat fee. So the goal for the market maker is to try to hit a target point, which is like a certain market cap. With Popcat, I heard the target point was 2 billion, and Wintermute, they hit that on the spot. They did an excellent job.
Okay, we have the narrative. It's a good point. But for me, the first point, most important, it's who is behind the project, who manage the project, what's the history of the team, what they do before. If they are capable, you have the capacity to make communication, marketing, because now narrative, every people don't care. What we see, it's what's the most famous, what's the trend. So you can make the best crypto project, best technology, but if you can't make a good marketing, good communication, your project will fall. That's it. You can have a shit coin or anything you want to launch. If you must to invest the most money in the marketing. So it's the first I see what they do before.
I see your point. There is something about your point which I don't agree with, which is it doesn't matter the narrative. It does matter, but the marketing is very important.
Because the narrative is a part of the story of the token.
Exactly. But also the marketing is very important. What you said
is the most important.
Is very true. Yes. How is this projects trying to expand, get more reach to their basically end clients, if we call traders our clients? Absolutely. These days, altcoins, from my side, I also analyze the market makers. Most of it is with Wintermute, because it's the biggest institution that injects to CEX and DEXs these days. So we're in the game. Actually, how you understand trading is the point. Like when you start to trade, who you are up against, and you find yourself, it's you against another trader. These days, you have to look to other also aspects. You are against other traders that are learning. There is some traders that lost their money. They're coming back. This is strong traders. They always come back. You have traders that become this strategy. They worked on themselves so much that they became this strategy itself. There's some people also we are in connect with that they start to build tools that can help you trade. They already have a way of how to the price action for them, it become understandable. So they build bots that can trade on this certain charts. So if you, in terms of trading, you are up against market makers and good traders. So it's a big thing. Like, it's not gonna be easy these days to just jump into a crypto trading world and just make a stamp in it.
Yeah, when you're a trader, you're up against everybody. You know, even the dev itself, at some point, he's gonna start selling. So you got the market makers that are playing the macro trend. You got the dev who, if he needs cash, he's gonna start offloading. You got the other retail traders that are trying to make profit just like you are. So, and even the exchanges, you know, they get allocation and sometimes they even dump their holdings. So you're up against everybody, you know, it's like a war out there. You have to get in and you have to try to fight.
It's even against you at a certain point also, you know, your psychology, your fear, everything.
I have a question. Another question. Are there any tools or platform you use to discover a token or a meme coin?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of platforms out there. I mean, if you want to to be connected today to crypto, you can use Dex Screener or Dex Tools. It's you can have access at least to this like base information of a token, and basically whenever I want to know about a token, I just search it up and I try to go to their website, look for a white paper, look for their strategy for if they have allocations coming like for months. I'll study this this thing. Mostly white papers, but in terms of applications, yeah, I think to know about a token, you can just go to a Dex Screener, let's say.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I do is I usually check Twitter. Twitter right now for crypto is the source of information. And there's certain pages that you can follow where there's a algorithm on the Twitter where it will upload all the calls that are uploading each token. So if you see a lot of discussion regarding a certain token, that's when you start doing your investigation, why everyone's talking about this token.
So you usually get your calls by Twitter?
Well,
or you have another way?
I mean, it depends, you know, because every coin has a different strategy. Like if you're playing altcoins, obviously you're going to read the white paper. You're going to see what's the token allocation. You're going to see in terms of marketing, do they have a budget for it? Can they push this? Do they have a background like you said? If you're playing just meme coins, then it's a total different ball game, you know. Meme coins is an attention-seeking game. If it has more attention, if it has more mind share, then you have to just base that off of other tokens, or if you have to base it off the market cap, the size. You also have to, you know, there's different platforms that you can utilize to get access to these information also. Like right now, one of the big ones is Stock on Chain. Mobi was good at one point, but right now they're all right. They're not that amazing in my eyes. But it was good at one point. And you have to look at these information, see where the money is flowing, you know, and see if the narrative sticks with that money that is injecting.
Yeah, but say the truth. You don't have your call only by Twitter.
Well,
you have private groups, something. You have in the private community.
There is.
Yeah, absolutely. When you are in the space for some time, you will find people who have the same interest, and you start to be connected. And yeah, of course, you get like at a certain point, you will get someone that tells you like there's something happening here or there. But in general, especially towards meme coin, it's all about, as Habib said, it's all about the sentiment on crypto Twitter. When you see the influencers or the KOLs going in this direction, of course, this gonna catch fire. Like this certain exact token is gonna catch fire because there is some people right now who are pushing other communities toward this token. So if you can catch one of those, it's one of the easiest ways to make money in crypto, yeah.
So for a noob, the first advice is to follow the good people
Go on Twitter.
In Twitter.
And the good
and
people.
To be aware.
Yeah.
The good people, because there's a lot of bad players in the market.
Yeah.
I know Twitter, too many scam bots, scam account Twitter.
Yeah. There's too many. Even the ones that impersonate themselves as good guys, you know, they're not really good. They have an agenda behind them, and it's fine.
There's some few good out there. There's some few good out there, you know, developing themselves to be professional. I know some. Yeah, but these markets, whenever you have, it's a business. Whenever you have a business and it allows you the ability to make money, a lot of people is gonna jump on this business, right? Like he's gonna copy the business model and they say yes, we can do it, and basically they don't really believe in the business. They don't really be like KOLs. They are just people who are trying to make money from the other people. So in each business you have this, like you have the bad guys, you have the good guys. Crypto Dubai is doing great. I think we have some few good people out there. Yeah.
But we have some few bad people.
Yeah. I was trying to be positive all the time, and I don't want to, point on the bad part. But yeah, that's right. It's correct.
It's what people need to be aware, be careful. Because I meet some people, they have 5, 6 fake influencer Twitter account. They work on it. You go to see the account, you see too many followers, too many likes, too many retweets, and they're bad inside. It's a bad, and they do her business like that. They rug pull, scam, fake account Twitter, they do it.
They get paid big bucks, When I used to work with a project, I remember when they were looking for some advertising for their project, they were willing to pay $3,000 to $5,000 on each post that this influencer call would do. So it's a business for them. They don't care if the dev is gonna, rug you or scam you. They're not looking for your backs or your money. They just want to get paid. And so it's really hard to decipher between the good and the bad. But once you spend enough time in the market, you'll start to realize who are the good players.
So you need experience and good network.
Yeah.
And the network is not, you can't make it like that. You need time to make a good network, to clean the bad and
sometimes you have also to work with some certain people, to believe people. It's like giving them a shot, that's right? And then you will get also the result. It's sometimes can be harsh, you learn the hard way. Yeah.
What I say every time in the crypto, if you want to win in crypto market, you need to have 2 or 3 things. The first is the experience, knowledge. Second is the network. And of course, money. But let's do for these 2. Your network will tell you, will make you call, hey, look at this token, look this token. It must be crazy. He will pump. He will give you good insight, good advice, good calls. And it's your experience after to make a section that, I understand, no, I see, bad. Yeah, I believe on this, I will check it after. So you need to, not only network, you need to have knowledge to make the section bad, good. That is the only way to make money in crypto. And of course, you need to have money to invest.
Yeah, and that's with time, You'll understand which ones to filter that are good tokens to keep investing and keep trading. And you'll also know which tokens to stop playing. So a lot of times, there's certain KOLs right now in the market that they have a different strategy. And that strategy is to buy and hold and to believe, especially with meme tokens, which is the market trend for this cycle. And so they push the narrative that just keep believing it's going to go higher.
Keep believing, yeah.
And as long as the sentiment is good and the macro trend is good, Bitcoin is going up or it's holding steady, it's not dumping, then usually
Bitcoin doesn't have, its movement from retail, because retail influence is macro towards
now it's only
people.
Institution. Yeah. In the market for the moment. Let's see in September or August what happened.
There is actually some retails, but we don't call them retails. Whenever you jump to these people, certain people that have high status of millions, billions, they are not retail, but they are not backed with a company or a certain institution. These people, have an influence on the market. In terms of smaller coins, whenever a bad actor jumps on a coin, you were talking about like KOLs, just jump out. Exactly, I do the same. Whenever a bad actor just try to, influence you to, like, now I support this coin. Like, if you support this, then I'm out. So yeah, there's a lot of signals that you can get from the market. At the end, it's your strategy. If it's making you money at the end of the year, then it's working. You're doing something right. If it's not making you money, you have to fix something. You have to look to something else. Yeah.
I want to know which platform did you use to trade cryptocurrency, I'll say altcoin and meme coin. Did you use any platform, any bot, or any automation?
Most of the time, if I'm gonna take a trade, I'm probably gonna do it on Jupiter.
Jupiter?
Yeah.
Solana, yeah.
They have their own application now. It makes it very easy to trade. They take care of the fluctuation for me. They take care of everything. I don't really have to think about it too much. Even if I want a dollar cost average, even if I want to do perps, but I just mostly do it on spot. Easy to function, easy to trade. I can do it even on my phone. It's very simple. It's my favorite probably application
Jupiter.
that I use daily. Yeah.
Okay, for Solana.
For Solana, yeah.
But for other blockchain, what did you use?
Well, it depends, but I usually use Uniswap. If it's on exchanges, I'm probably gonna buy on the exchange itself, and that's because low fees, good liquidity, and so I know that if I buy, I'm not gonna have too much of a price impact, and then I just take it, off the exchanges.
Not other DEX?
Sorry?
Not other DEX? Like Hyperliquid?
Hyperliquid, yeah. Hyperliquid. If I'm buying Hype, I'm buying on Hyperliquid, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nowhere else I can buy it. Perp trading is a bit different. It's probably the best platform right now if you want to do perps trading. And also, they have great airdrops. So even if you trade a lot on their platform, eventually, every year they're going to allocate some airdrop to you, which is, it's basically free money. I traded so much on Jupiter that, they gave me a big token allocation. So I was able to sell that more than if I took my money and traded on the exchanges.
Of course, that is crazy.
I was actually, when I saw the allocation that he got on Jupiter, I was surprised. Actually, my volume was low on Solana, but I have too many wallets that I'm just trading, but in a small way on Solana. At this time, he was trading big money on there, and like their allocations, it's really free money. It's really big. In terms of probably trading the main, like the main alts, or trading the high liquidity meme coins, you can just use CEX. I use Bybit. I think it's best because I'm also a future trading. Like for me, even their program, I have a partner program with them. With my upcoming project right now coming is FomoRoom. I'm formulating and rooting for that these days. And I think having a CEX is not bad. If you are a beginner, you can use a CEX. Of course, you're not your keys. It's not your money. We always speak about that. But these days, to get traders involved in some sort of trading without giving them an easy way to trade is going to be hard for them. You understand me? So that's why I say to people, get involved in crypto, make money, maybe first with CEX, with any exchange, centralized exchange, and then you can move to other type of things where it gets really dangerous, where the business starts to be like really, really dangerous. But of course, a platform like Hype is perfect for also trading futures, spot for big coins like you can. We were talking just before this podcast about like what if Hype just decided to take on Solana. It will be huge, like to have a DEX, decentralized exchange on Solana, and it is Hype already. So yeah, they have a big future, I think.
Yeah, Hype is definitely for sure maybe one of the best platform to come out this cycle. And even with their token, their EVM model, their buybacks, everything they do is for the community. They don't need to do that. They could be like Pump Fund, where they just completely extract every single day on their fees and go straight to USDC. But Hype, they invest in their future, and I really firmly believe Hype is going to be one of the best platforms.
Each of you can share with us what is your biggest mistake in trading meme coin?
Biggest mistake, marrying my token.
Yeah, get her into your wallet. Just believe too much. I think believing too much in a certain project can get you also in a conflict with yourself, because you have a view on the token and then you start to swear on the traders, like why you're dumping, right? Like, you start to literally swear on them because you have this look on the towards this token that is gonna be good. So don't believe too much. This is my advice. Don't believe too much. A lot of people can get big hits from this because they can, if you believe in something, if you feel like it's really funny, this meme could make it, you could go all in. And this is my biggest mistake. I went all in on some tokens, yeah.
You don't must to fall in love with any token.
Absolutely.
Because after you don't see the red flag.
They have a famous quote, don't marry your token.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't see the red flag.
Yeah. Well,
like a woman. If you are too much fall in love, you don't see the red flag. And you can sell at the good moment.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a different story. I was involved in a project. I saw the potential. One of the people in the private chat, they messaged me about it. I started investing. I got stuck in the trade, so I had to marry the token at that point. I met the dev. I met the other whales in the token. There was about like 20 whales in there, and we had big allocation in that token. A lot of people believed that the token would go really high once Bitcoin went to all-time high. Anyway, I just kept dollar cost averaging down. I kept putting more money into it, which is one thing you shouldn't do if you have a loser token that's just, having a hard time to break resistance. Don't just keep putting money in, You have to realize when to put the money out. Yeah. But the difference was I knew the dev, so I knew he was a good guy at the time. I said, I trust this dev. He's always relaying info. I'm always, buying the support. I'm trying to support the chart. And then it was a time where the carry trade happened in Japan, and the market was, going through big volatility. So all the meme coins, all the altcoins, Bitcoin in general, they were just crashing down. And, even I bought the dip. I injected more money. And then I spoke to the dev. I told them, I injected another, X amount of money into the token. And then the dev started talking about, I think he started realizing, this guy might have a lot of money. And then he started telling me...
to sense that you are the danger on the token, probably.
No, he did something really unfortunate that really surprised me. He told me that he's trying to raise money for another token.
Oh.
So, it was like kind of like a knife in your back, Yeah. Like, I'm investing so much money in your token. I believe in this token. The other whales believe in this token. The community that we built up believe in this token. Everyone believes in the token. And then at the same time, I'm probably the only person that has this information that he's trying to raise. I think it was like $5 million for another meme token. And, at that point, I took 1 hour to myself. I thought about it. I said, this is not someone that I can support.
It's art.
And the thing is, I could have waited to the trend flips. way to the top, but I sold at the bottom, and I told everybody that I knew, and it is what it is.
And now, in general, what does it take to launch a meme coin today?
Probably $1,000, even less. It doesn't cost you anything. But especially if we're talking historically, if you think about like how launching tokens with smart contracts was on Ethereum, yeah, you need some sort of money, like 1,000 and above, let's say, to launch. If it's about cost, these days anyone can jump on Solana, on Bump Fund, and just create his token with. What the fee is just like
Yeah, but
nothing.
what are the
0.2.
usual step to launch from the ID to
It
the
depends.
day one launching?
It depends if you are looking for a professional launches. There's some people who try to do a professional launch manually to set up, let's say, a few wallets, and they put money inside these wallets, and then when they create the token, the contract, they buy from these wallets. There is today automatically you can do that. There is a lot of tools. There is you can use these tools, bundle buy and bundle sell, whatever. You can like do a lot of things automatically, because these guys who are like interested in making fast money, they need to make the fast money fast for them. You understand what I mean? It's they need to, even themselves, they start to build the tools to bundle, buy the tokens and then sell it at the top on people, dump it in a certain way. If you were talking about these certain tools. Other than that, if you want a project, always have liquidity. You don't need your traders and to your holders to feel scared from the token. Whenever you're launching a token, there's a lot of the successful, I think, out there, the successful projects out there, they had increased their liquidity in a matter of a week, the first week of launch. So you have you launched your token after in this week. During this week, you have to add liquidity to your token, so your holders will feel, they will feel safe. And actually this helps you also to get listed in a lot of exchanges. When they see that you are working for your token and you are adding liquidity, they will be give you the first try to their platform. Of course you have to pay also an amount of money to these type of platforms. But at the end, is the liquidity. I think the most important part is the liquidity, the tools of bundling and all of that. It's all related to these fast money. We call it fast money today. Bump. It's a bump,
Yeah. I mean, also, bundling is good if you have good intentions. But a lot of the people that we see in the market, they have really poor intentions. So a lot of them, they'll just bundle buy, they'll send the token really high, and then they'll just dump it on everybody. So
Yeah, but how you create the attention? How you create the hype, the branding?
well, a lot of it is you obviously need Telegram, websites, you need calls to back you up. You need also a trend, people need to believe in it. That it's going to go higher. You need to create a nice looking chart that just steadily increases over time, and then as it increases, more people have stronger beliefs and that it's going to go higher. They're going to less be inclined to sell. They're going to hold that token. You can use other platforms like for me as a trader, if someone launched a token, I'm going to use a platform like Bubble Maps. I'm going to see how many tokens certain wallets are holding. So you have to just be wary how to manage your token. Like you said, liquidity is a big factor. If a token doesn't have too much liquidity, then there's really no point allocating big money.
For the people who really move the charts, they don't really give attention for tokens that doesn't have liquidity. They will say to you, no, it's too small for me, If you have, let's say, 1 million and you're entering a token that has 1 million liquidity, so what's the point?
Yeah,
I know you
there's
have.
some people did that.
Yeah,
I know you have knowledge in dev. You are dev also.
yeah.
Did you analyze the smart contract before, or only
Before, when it was ETH times, yes, the Ethereum smart contracts, it was, you have no choice if you want to launch something, you need these smart contracts. These days, on these platforms, no, there's no analyze or something like that. Yeah, so it was something before. You get involved in the contracts itself. There's a lot of contracts, not only for tokens. Also, there was a lot of devs that got involved in projects that that has contracts of staking, let's say, swapping. So if you are building a platform, there's a lot of other contracts you have to get involved with. As of today, if we are talking about launching a token, let's say, it's all out there. It's easy. It's no coding. Even creating anything online these days has become like with AI. The factor that AI is playing, it's saving a lot of time. To be honest, there are some people will say like, it's replacing developers. No. It's helping developers save a lot of time. You can do now, instead of sitting, I remember myself creating some projects for some clients, and it takes me really 2 hours, let's say, to get a good UI. Today, it takes you literally 5 minutes. And yeah, this is a really good thing. We're gonna see more, I think, AI into crypto. There is a few interesting projects. I mean, Solana already have a lot of AI agents, but we have like few upcoming projects, like Wayfinder. I think Wayfinder is creating this AI type of chatbot that you can basically control your assets through AI, which is a big thing.
What's the common mistake people make when they launch meme coin?
I think I cannot speak for them because I never launched before. So I think is the most important is have a trusted basically base around them. I think in terms of meme coins, I think if you have a trusted holders, set of holders that can send the token, then yeah.
I think Habib, you have more knowledge about that.
Well, the number one mistake you said, like you said, I've had some friends, they've launched their own tokens. If there's a bad apple in your group, that can really hurt your token. I know a guy that he was injecting more than $200,000 just to get his token above 1 million. And he was letting his team know that we're going to inject this money at this time. And there was a bad apple in his group that anytime the token pumped, that bad apple would sell.
Yeah.
So it would never break resistance. And then eventually, you'll see a big fat red bar coming down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one of the factors. You also have to understand when to push and when to just not do anything. Certain players, they'll try to push their chart on their token if the macro conditions on the overall market is bad. So if Bitcoin is dumping, all the other meme coins are dumping, but they're trying to make a push, they're releasing news, they have some deliverables, it doesn't matter. If the macro condition of the market is bad, no matter how much you push, you're not going to be able to break that resistance because the market is not flowing in your direction. So you have to understand the macro conditions of the market as well. These are the two big factors that you'll understand when to buy and when to sell.
Yeah, get a good market maker also. If you have a big project, and might get a market maker as soon as possible, because you by yourself, even if you have the money, the chart has to has someone just to draw it, just draw the chart, analyze everything, and these people have a lot of knowledge, and I think they control a lot of liquidity behind the scenes. But if you get involved in token creation, I think you need to have the MMs. You need to have them. These days, you need a good token, a successful token, you need a market maker.
Yeah. You cannot, you cannot be online 24/7 on your tokens. So as long as you get a market maker, the market maker, it's all automated. So they're going to be trading. If a big whale is dumping, the market maker, they're going to use their allocation to buy the dump. And when the market is pumping, they're going to use their allocation to sell on the pump. So these market makers, they know how to play the market. They know how to draw the chart. They obviously don't send everything, like a big green candle, but they know how to draw it. It's like a roller coaster, up and down.
Now we talk about meme-coin, right? But in the meme-coin, too many rug, too many scam. What's the red flag people need to detect to be aware about that, to make a good investment in the meme-coin? What's the most red flag you see in the rug pool, in the scam?
The first thing you need to do is you need to go to Bubble Maps. Bubble Maps is a platform. It's going to show how many tokens each wallet is holding.
Yeah, Bubble Map. But now, you have bots, you have platform, you have tools to manage different wallet. And so Bubble Map, you don't see anything in that.
Bubble Map makes it easier. It cuts off like 25% of the work. Then there's other websites. You can use a rug checker to see if the project's going to be a rug. You have to also understand... at what points of the project are you investing? Are you investing in the initials when it had its initial run? Or are you investing, much later on when the chart has consolidated for a while and then you're ready to invest your money? So
even these days, like you have the main also platforms like the screener, let's say, it gives you like, a warning that this token is mintable. Then the owner can create more tokens. The tokens are freezable. Also, they can freeze wallets. It happens a lot of time on BNB chain before freezing wallets or adding, let's say, on Ethereum. I think the biggest one, and on BNB chain, I think was buying for 0 fees, and then the tax for selling is 99%. So whatever you buy, you're going to get 1% or even 0.1. So
if you have last advice for someone who want to start trading memecoin, one last advice for a noob who want to start memecoin.
Yeah, start on an exchange.
Only one.
Okay, pick a major meme token. Don't pick anything new, right? So you have tokens like Doge, Pepe. Probably Pepe is your ideal token that you need to buy. You need to understand how it works, when it pumps, when it dumps, and that will help you understand the macro conditions of the market. So usually if Bitcoin, is showing steady growth, meme tokens will fly. They'll go up 15, 20% only on like a 3% pump on BTC. So trade on an exchange like Binance, and probably buy a major token like Pepe. Don't buy anything new.
I totally agree to this. And if you want to get involved in like some sort of the culture of meme, you need to get involved with some big meme tokens like Dogecoin, Pepe. Today we have Bonk also on Solana. There is some becoming big tokens on these chains also that you can slide into this. But if you really want to start, you have to put your money on the major things.
And I have to say this because I think it's a very important point. You have to understand size allocation. You know, don't just go all in one trade. Know how to size, know when to buy. DCA down if the market is dumping. Dollar cost averaging down if the chart is going further down. So don't just go all in on one trade and forget about it. You know, you have to understand the macro conditions of the overall market. And just, size yourself that it's not so risky.
It's what every time I understand, and that's true. That's a fact. You need to invest what you can lose.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah.
I know that, but I know before I was totally all in inside crypto market. On not Bitcoin first time. I was all in all altcoin.
I'm a Bitcoin maxi. It's also for us. It's like, when you go all in, sometimes at a certain level you cannot pull out.
I mean, if you're gonna trade only just general market, you're not the type of guy to always be on your computer to follow what's going on in the market. Just buy Bitcoin. Don't buy anything else.
It's the first step. Bitcoin normally it's the first step in crypto.
Yeah.
It's the first step. After you need to make research about other token, Ethereum, Solana, and other injective, too many token. You make a portfolio and you make in the big token, you make your DCA in the big token. And you take a part if you want to play because it's a game for when you start and you are a noob. For trading meme coin or something, but I don't think it's a good idea to make DCA in meme coin.
Depends on which meme coin. If it's like a newly launched meme coin, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's like a coin like Pepe or Doge,
always buying. Every day, bro.
They're gonna survive. Even if they go to their all-time low, eventually they'll go back up. There's just too much mind share on those tokens. But if I'm a trader, that I'm not really into crypto. I have other things going on in my life. I got a job. I got kids. I can't allocate all my time in following what's going on with the macro conditions in the market. Just buy Bitcoin. It's the best token. If you look at it year over year for the last, 10 years, it's impossible for you to lose.
If there is a final message, it's literally buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin.
I remember when I met you 2 years before, I think, during bear market, you sell your one house you have to buy Bitcoin during a bear market.
Well, that's what you should
Amazing.
do.
Good move. Really.
That's what you should do. In a bear cycle, I mean, because I'm a Bitcoin maxi, just like Sam said.
You have conviction.
I have conviction on Bitcoin. I see where the institution is putting their money. They're not buying other altcoins, maybe small allocation, but majority of the allocation is going into Bitcoin.
Yeah, but who do that? Who sold a house to buy Bitcoin?
Right? We're doing the opposite. We're trying to enter Bitcoin to buy a
house.
Big house.
See, you have to understand when to buy and when to sell. So in a bear cycle, a lot of people think it's over. Bitcoin is never going to go back to its high. Forget about the market.
About it,
it's the moment.
It's the end. And with the sound, even you can hear them with the post, there's something coming at the background, and probably Adele song.
And the strategy should be, don't go all in the bear cycle. Whatever allocation, whatever money you have, divided by the time 6 months before the halving period. This is the strategy that I used, 6 months before halving period, whatever money I had, I bought Bitcoin, whatever the price was. I didn't care,
Yeah, but people don't understand it's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
It's the same story from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. And it's going to go through a bear cycle. It can't go up forever. There has to be some transition where it changes hands and the tokens get more spread. But, the strategy is very simple if you want to make it big. Invest in good asset like Bitcoin and focus on the long-term vision. DCA every single day in the bear cycle. Don't care about the price. Eventually, it's going to go up 50%, 100%, 200%. We don't know where it's going to land. But in that bear time, it's the best time to invest when everybody's scared.
That's it for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's really help us to grow. Share it with someone who need to hear this, and we'll see you in the next BTC Business Show. Let's keep pushing forward.